Indeed.
Okay, we are back in Legend of Heroes, Trails Through Daybreak, and it's time to paint the town red. I don't know if we actually get to literally do that with blood, but we are going to go around and talk to everyone, so let's begin. We've been having some power issues lately, so my boss told me to look into it. Thought it might be a problem with the wiring here at the shop, but nope, everything looks fine on our end. It's really stumping me. What's going on? Professor Hamilton is an inspiration to us all, but it's kind of strange. She doesn't feel distant or unapproachable at all. She's kind and cheerful despite her stature. Even the more crotchety artisans can't help but respect her. Just worry about her sometimes. She's very determined, very headstrong, and that does sometimes put her at odds with others. Young Catcher looks up to her an awful lot. You may very well grow up to be just like her. The whole city has been having these weird network issues lately. Our online ordering system is bugging out too. I was in a panic the first time it happened. Thought I'd messed up a line of code or something, and if I did, my sister would have had my head. Thankfully it wasn't me, but it's still a problem. I'll have to see if I can reduce the server load at all. Maybe that'd help.
Do you know what you want?
I didn't actually mean to click that, but I'll take the heal.
Oh, do you know what you want?
Let me tell you about art.
I get it's a tough job. I really do. But damn it, what am I supposed to tell my bosses? It's their deadlines and product quotas we're working with. Oh, I've seen you around once or twice. You're that project owner, right? You got it rough too, huh? You know, I'm thinking maybe we could vent a bit tonight. Maybe it'll be easy for you to talk about your stuff outside your usual crowd. You guys are... Yeah. Look, I hate how I'm always forcing you to do this and stick to that. Hate telling you how to do your job. I don't want to make you bend over backward any more than you want to hear it. But I can't say no to the higher-ups, you know that. What they say goes. We hear you, it's not like we have free reign over our work either. I remember getting earfuls from my supervisor all the time when I started out. Always telling me to do this differently or do that better. We've all been there, bud. We don't hold it against you. You're just trying to put food on the table like everybody else. Bureaucracy is just part of the business. The bigger you try to be, the more it'll drag you down. You really mean it? I had you guys wrong this whole time. I'm sorry, man. You mind having a few more rounds with me? Sure thing, buddy. Nothing calms me down like a glass of the cold stuff. Until that makes him turn into a raging berserker, you know? This cafeteria's been on the noisy side. How much did you drink, lady? Seriously, it's bigger than her head! I don't think that's soy sauce. Just saying. This cafeteria's been on the noisy side, but then so is Basel. Fits the city, no? Maybe it's not so bad. I can't complain when the beer tastes this good. It really does taste better when you're just drinking for yourself instead of having to schmooze with the clients. Alcoholic. As you can see, this place is popular with artisans once they're off the clock. They all come in looking exhausted. No wonder they need pick-me-ups for tomorrow. The previous owner would always take care of them really well. He always knew what they needed. Hope I'm doing the same for them. Was there a new recipe here? Okay, that's not too bad.
Man, why's it gotta be me?
A little thank you would be nice.
Okay, we have one of everything in case we need it. Yeah, just a peek.
Don't take too long to decide now. Come
we're
back
good.
soon.
Dip up here, make sure there's no one up. Oh, there are. It's kind of a bummer I can't explore the city at night with you, because that sounds really cool. But I'll stay here and leave it to you guys. Let me know if you find anything, okay? You'll be the last to know. You can probably read about it in the newspaper first. Basel is home to many a skilled artisan, and that draws demand from all around the globe. But in some ways, we actually have too many. It can make picking the right one difficult, especially for the uninitiated client. That's where I come in. I act as a consultant to help clients pick the workshop that's right for them. It's funny, really. I used to be an engineer, but I hardly do any engineering myself anymore. What's over here? I'm almost done with today's deliveries. Looks like I'll be putting in overtime, though. A lot of late dinner orders today. Once I'm done with work, I can finally get my own dinner, and then it's off to bed to get ready for tomorrow. Lather, rinse, repeat, eh? Granny always cooks for me at the end of the day. I really appreciate it. She's such a good person, man.
Why not stay here and relax?
I love taking in the breeze here at night. Calms me down. I don't make a point of coming out here regularly, though. I just make the trip whenever my heart wants to. There's this professor at the institute who comes by here, and I swear he's always a step ahead of me. Sort of wander around a lot without really thinking about where I'm going, so how does he always know where I end up?
Do you have any preferences? Thanks for coming in.
I'm finally done for the day. Gonna grab a bite to eat and then veg out for the evening. The machinery I see these days is absolutely nuts. How do they manage it all? Transmitters, processors, storage devices, you name it, I've seen it, they've got it. I can feel myself getting older just looking at them. World's moving too fast for me, I swear.
Well,
The goddess of the sky is
I was an artisan here up until around 10 years ago, and then in that time I saw the whole world evolve around me. From big machines to tiny little orbments, life has changed a ton. For the better, I'd say. We live a lot easier than we used to. But we fight harder too. Warships, railway guns, those Panzer Soldats. Worry that one of these days we'll make something truly terrible. Something that'll doom us all. I see, so astronomy originated in the Central East. That it did, to our understanding, astronomy came westward in the Middle Ages as trade and cultural exchange began to blossom. The University of Elsheim can trace itself back to that age too, and that cultural exchange gave rise to the natural sciences as well. I see, I've never had much interest in hard sciences, but that's interesting to hear. Feels relatable, I guess, to hear that they were human inventions too. It's good to hear. If you're curious about anything else, I'd be happy to help. Sister Paula seemed very nervous when she first arrived, but I can see that she settled into her role well. I do plan to help teach her some more, if and when I get the chance. I've never held much interest in the sciences, but they do seem more relatable to me now. Maybe it won't feel so foreign anymore when the congregation talks about them. Let's go over here. I'm really glad I was able to help out Dad today. I want to start pulling my own weight. I used to just do grocery runs when people would need it, but now they're busier than ever. They really appreciate it now. They really look busy today, too. Maybe I should try making them lunch someday. I think they'd like that. Thought you'd have called it for the day. Hard workers you lot are, huh? Just between you and me, keep an eye on Catcher, will ya? He shouldn't have to take on all that responsibility at his age, if you ask me. It's like he never got to be a kid. Seeing him all stressed out and overworked just makes me sad as an old geezer with none of that youth left. I hate making the kids wait, but this deadline is non-negotiable. Speaking of kids, I hear Milia was up to something earlier today. Most of the time she's a model daughter. She helps me with the shopping, the cooking, and the cleaning. But every now and then I hear just the strangest things about what she's up to. Can't deny it worries me sometimes. Careful up there, Reel. I really want to see the machines from up there too, but everyone says it's much too dangerous, so I gotta wait. When I'm older, I'm gonna work here like Reel does, and then I can see all the cool stuff I want. I think we're almost done for the day. I hate making Nat wait like this. Really am glad I started working here, though. I remember being scared half to death over how I'd handle the pressure. It's been really tough work for sure. But it's so rewarding, I can feel myself getting better day by day, plus I made friends with Katra and so many others. Dang it. There we go. There's one over here. So this way leads down to mine, does it? That would make an excellent backdrop for a game, but nah, it's probably too dangerous down there. What are you up to there? Some random-ass place to be hanging around. Oh, you came. Thank you so much for helping me out again. How do you mean? You're the puzzle game guy, aren't you? What are you doing out here in Basel this time late at night? My request? Are you not here for it, then? Oh, sorry, I never even noticed it. That's on me for not checking properly. Don't worry about it. I'm working on a new mystery game right now, and I thought a nice dark setting like this would be perfect for it. I'm recruiting testers right now, actually. I put a request out to you in the hopes you'd be able to help out again. I'd really appreciate it if you could lend me a hand. If you'd like, I can explain it to you and we can go from there. Works for me. I worked with a really bright friend of mine on this concept, so if I can iron out the kinks, I'm sure it'll be a hit. You'll solve a series of puzzles all while using these special gimmicks that fit Basel hand in glove. What kind of gimmicks are we talking? Well, it would spoil the fun if I just told you. Here, have this leaflet. Let's see here. Urgent message from HQ. Catch the rogue hacker on the loose in Basel. HQ will track the target's movements and relay them to you ASAP. All transmissions will be sent in code to avoid leaking information. Decode the messages and apprehend the hacker. Secret agents, huh? Alright, I'll bite. And decoding our messages forms the puzzle aspect of the game. Exactly, sounds fun, right? I think we really knocked it out of the park with this one. So what do you think? Interested in giving it a shot? So I'll go ahead and take it now. I finished the latest version of my AR mystery game, and I'd love for you to test it out. If you solve all the puzzles and give me your thoughts on the experience, I'd be happy to reward you. I'll be waiting at the tunnel in the Arsenal District. And it gives quite a bit of law, it looks like. Sure, we got our other work taken care of, so why not? Awesome, I was hoping you'd be up for it. Let me put your names down under the tester group real quick. There's another tester working through the game right now, so see if you can solve the puzzle before they do. I see, I didn't realize we weren't the only testers at the moment. Yeah, I'm sending applications all over the place. My other tester started just a few minutes ago. I've got a special reward for whoever beats the game first, so good luck. Hunt is on now, is it? Good luck. I'll be watching from the sidelines to make sure everything is running smoothly. And there he goes. So now what? We don't even have our first message yet. This is true. He did say that HQ would send us messages, but, how? HQ to Spriggan. We found traces of the hacker in the Arsenal District. Investigate the suited triad. I don't recognize this address at all. I think it really is him. The first riddle should be easy to solve. I imagine it's a warm-up. Makes sense. Let's get cracking then. I think we can avoid that area for the most part. Long day. I've had my son on my mind. I want to talk to him when I get home, but what do I even say? He's studying over at the Institute of Science these days, but we couldn't disagree more on engineering. He's big on innovating, finding the new big thing, but me, I'm more a traditional guy. I take pride in the family art I've inherited. I'm not trying to pressure him into taking over the shop, but I think he's hearing me that way. It's a puzzle, I tell you.
So...
These grid issues are getting even worse. It's really starting to bug me. I took a look around the city just to make sure it wasn't some kind of wiring issue. Sure enough, it isn't. No fray, no deformation, no nothing. Whatever the problem is, it's not something new parts would fix. Huh, there's no one actually all the way up there.
What to do?
Oh, I was just wondering about you, Van. I take it you got called out here to investigate all these events yourself. Those suspicious sightings did garner a lot of attention. Pretty much, yeah. You sound like you're well up on the issue yourself. Indeed, that's partly why I called Elvis and Regina here. It could all just be a big load of nothing, so we can't set aside too many men for it, but better safe than sorry. I did want to ask your opinion on all this, given you've had your fair share of run-ins with El Mahdi yourself. Tell me about it. My take, it's just too early to tell, not enough to go on here. I get that. Thanks for your input. If anything does happen, please let us know. I've told the others to cut you some slack at any rate. Oh, don't worry. If push comes to shove, I'll be the one doing the cutting. The hell are they doing? Basel's deceptively big, is the thing. I'd like to set a quota of 10 cases a day just to maintain a steady pace. Man, you're really on top of things. Come to think of it, you used to be in the fire department, didn't you? I did. I learned some valuable skills on the job. They still come in handy today. It's a tough job. Basel's full of factories and other heavy industry. Fire hazards are abundant. Every second counts with those places. A moment's hesitation can mean the difference between saving a life and losing one. That's how I learned to be swift and decisive on the job. Sometimes you don't have the luxury of second-guessing. I see. I'll bear that in mind.
Very well.
Blanca's just so skilled as a bracer, and she's a wonderful person, too. I hope to be like her one day. I've got a long way to go before I compare to her. Did Elvis head off on patrol? Yeah, he went out earlier. Once he's done, I'll start my rounds. It's a shame he couldn't have let you do your rounds first so you could hit the hay earlier. How inconsiderate. He'd have scored brownie points with you if he'd said ladies first. I guess?
Well...
What is it we have to investigate? Oh. Thought we had to get closer, but sure. Well, if there's ever a suited triad, this would be it. Not the easiest first riddle in the world. There's chimneys everywhere around here. Indeed, it does make sense for a district this industrious. And it looks like we're not the first to make it this far either. I walked around this damn place for ages and I was right here this whole time. Oh, looks like it threw the other tester for a loop. And here's the next set of instructions. It's almost like he's watching us. Normally I would assume the same, but I imagine at least one of us would have noticed them if they were tracking us by hand. I think we're receiving these messages automatically based on our Zypher location data. Might be giving him too much credit, no offense to him. No, I think this is the work of his helper. Must be a network expert. Got a lot to think about once this is done, but that can wait. Let's look at this next message real quick. HQ to Spriggan. The hacker's long gone from this area, unfortunately. Picked up another trail elsewhere in the Arsenal District, though. Investigate the Bat's Roost. Yeah, go fig. Of course, there's more to it than that. Talk about cryptic. The hell's a bat, all caps? Ordinarily, I would assume the mammal. But given how it's written, I imagine it's alluding to something else. At any rate, we didn't encounter any bats in the mine, if memory serves. Those letters do ring a bell. Where have I seen them before? I got nothing. The roost part makes me think there's some place they all come back to, or that they're normally out and about. Keep your eyes peeled for anything that fits that description. This one sounds more specific. Oh, the thing I wanted to look at was... Oh, we actually can go to the institute. No, we can go to the entrance. Let's see if they'll send me out to other areas. Well, this is the Aerotram station, and I think we've struck gold here. Right, that does make sense. BAT is an acronym from Basel Aerotram. Alright, yeah, that makes sense. This is the roost. They all stop here. And boom, there's the next message. HQ to Spriggan. The hacker has made their way toward Newtown. Board the tram and pursue them. Straightforward enough, this one. Yeah, let's hop on. This does offer an exceptional view, especially at night. Oh, I see a familiar face took the tram just before we did. Let's see here. Well, if it ain't the Aramis kid we bumped into earlier. He's been a step ahead the whole way from the looks of it. Well, I'm not about to let some snot-nosed runt like him outwit me. Let's get moving. I remember when I was all held up about beating people to the punch like that. Youth, huh? I think of a zing, but you make fun of yourself well enough as is. Looks like they've already made their move. Looks like it. So now what? HQ to Spriggan, we found any trace of the hacker. Disregard the kitty for now. Your target is Z-Cat number 1. Oh, that's what it is. Might help to write it out on paper. This one would have been too much for the smell fry's brain. How cruel. I got a pretty good idea where the objective is. I can see it on that sign over there. Let's head on over and take a look. A cat, huh? But what do cats have to do with the Oh, her.
It's so convenient nowadays.
This is the Aerotrain.
We don't run as many Aerotrams at night, but we're still online for your convenience. At this time of night, it's mostly workers at the Institute coming home from work.
Aerotram. Please have your authentication card ready and
So those guys at the pavilion were actually real car racers. I heard them talking about how they came from the capital and stuff. Man, I wish I could go there and race the real thing too. I want to grow up already.
Very well.
Oh, she's gonna help you. I've got orbital lights, orbital appliances, a good chunk of my home is wired up. They say smaller products tend to be less reliable, but not Vern's. They're really built to last, and they're full of nifty features too. I went shopping to kill some time. It wasn't all a waste though. I got plenty of handy things at the Vern Company store.
Well,
Looks like everything's fine over here. But no matter how many rounds I do, I can't shake these nerves in my head. Add today's unexplained incidents and the whole place just feels wrong. I don't like it. So the guild's caught on too, have they? Figures. Bracer Guild is as astute as ever. Shall we head to the Southern Canyon Pass after making another round? Sounds good to me. Might as well bring out the truck for that. Sometimes I drop by at night too. The store's almost become my life. It's not too weird, is it? Man, I wonder if I could count as a regular now. I come here too often. You reckon the pharmacist knows me by name? Compared to her, she really isn't that much older than me, but she has her dream job and everything. She's amazing. I went to college here in Basel, so I'm honored that I get to practice my craft here too. I was almost going to work in Room of Fury after I did a foreign semester there, but Basel gave me an offer and I jumped at it. It's just so exciting being able to work with the cutting edge of the industry, factor in the academy too, and it's a deeply fulfilling job.
Hello. Thanks for shopping.
This is the way down. I'm conducting research into the unexplained reactions we observe when drawing energy from Sepith. It's just one of the orbital power's many mysteries. That forms one of the foundation's goals, shedding light on how our modern world really works. It certainly isn't easy, though. We have to commission these massive facilities just to analyze microscopic reactions. Is there really nothing I can do? How did it come to this? It's good that we're ahead of Reinford in small arms sales now, but we don't know what to make of Marduk yet. They're starting to rack up some market share now, but their inner workings are still a mystery, to say nothing of their schematics. And now they have government backing themselves. We need to take them seriously.
Do you know what you want?
So I do have a little bit of money. Is there anything here I need? Okay, I have that. Oh, that's already on Katra. So we need this for Judith. Or not Judith, Risette. I keep... And I think that's probably gonna be it.
I hope to see you again.
Okay, that's the pharmacy. We're gonna hit up this guy first. We've been getting reports over the last few days about comms acting up, but so far they're just little blips. We haven't seen any big outages yet, so there's not much we can do but keep watch. It's got me thinking about how behind the curve the force is, though. Cybercrime's only gonna grow from here. We gotta be ready for it. Domestic production is riding high right now, Vern especially. They're trying to secure their foothold in the sector as fast as possible. The Empire's reparations will end soon, and Reinford's on the up and up too. There's going to be lots of competition soon. So it's no wonder that domestic companies are trying to secure domestic cash flows. I think the bank should follow suit. The CEO, Towsend, he's pretty conservative, but even he doesn't know what direction he wants the company to take. The students from Aramis are really well behaved, even at night. Guess that's what going to a prestigious school does for you. Real quick, was it just me or did the network feel really laggy around noon today? I don't know what was up with that. We just had an upgrade, so it's not like our equipment is bad. I believe noon is when we were in the mine, but I don't remember the timestamp since I'm playing this on a different day. I recognize those uniforms. They're from a really famous academy back in the capital. Must be nice to be young. They should take advantage of that opportunity while they can. Can't deny I'm envious. I never got to do any fancy trips or work stays when I was in school. Come on, what better topic to talk about right now than romance? Don't be such a prude. You're out of your mind. That's right, I remember that one scene you're talking about it. Apparently romance is a popular topic on trips like these. Well, you can talk about it, but my lips are sealed. Poor Albert. I can tell what you're thinking, you know. Well, yeah, I'm thinking, man, this dude's really freaking thirsty. He just talks about flirting all the time. Might be able to help you with that. I do have some degree of experience. Really? Are you serious? Sounds like they could use a tip or two on touching some titty. Maybe I should bring them over to one of my local haunts. They are kids, you blockhead, and as long as you're on the clock, the only thing you're touching is notes, understand? Though in Tharbad, actually... No, perhaps I shouldn't broach that topic. What are you guys doing here? It's not what it looks like. I don't have a crush on her or anything. You have a crush. Shut up! Just leave me alone, alright? This is none of your business. Open book, this kid. Julian, help a brother out. Alright. First step is trust, generally. Women like sincerity in a man.
Very well.
And once you can fake that, you have it made. Back when I was in school in the Empire, I had this amazing group of upperclassmen who helped me with my studies. They've already gone and graduated, but not before sharing some of their secrets on how to talk romance, or something along those lines. This trip is an excellent opportunity to broaden our horizons. Little point in being shy. So what have we got? Today's reflections, tomorrow's plans, lots of stuff to keep track of. We sophomores have our big research papers due too. Wait, what about James? Damn it, did he sneak out again? Ren seems to have caught wind of that. I'll leave him to her. Actually, yeah, this is the group I'm looking for. Van! Yeah, what's up? You doing some puzzle solving? We're going over all the information we gathered. Man, there was so much to see, and then there was that surprise right at the end. I know, right? I think I could use a break, though. There's only so much stuff my brain can handle. I'm full. No, don't just wander around town aimlessly, okay? You won't have a cohesive report without cohesive research. You should pick a direction and stick to it, then suck up as much info as you can tomorrow. Okay. And there's the student council press side of her. Push comes to shove, she's right on top of things. I understand you have plenty of schoolwork to tend to, Miss Claudel, but please make sure to get enough sleep as well. Don't worry, I will. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. Right, gotta sit down and focus on my report tomorrow. Now, what to write about? I'm thinking maybe film history. Ren showed me all sorts of stuff. I'd love to write about the Foundation and ZCF's Tech, too. Sounds like you had a pretty productive day out there, Anya. It's nice. We're splitting up tomorrow, too, but I'll be able to take care of things here. Keep our Anya safe. Professor Cronkite's research is super fascinating, even if I'm learning new things. Or even I'm learning new things. They say his work will be the future, and they're not lying. I heard he even had a leading hand in Zypha development. I've only seen little hints of discoveries, though. What more is he hiding in that head of his? Maybe I shouldn't dive too deep into that for this report. I'll just stick to what we all know. No way that's high school level research she's doing. Indeed, I pity the teacher tasked with reading her reports. Such information density was not meant for human minds. I got to visit the observatory and the special research building. That should give me plenty of material for my report. I'll join back up with you tomorrow. Let's make sure to get our parts done.
Whoops.
Okay. That's where the Aramis kids are staying, yada yada. So the network issues are still ongoing. Even our business lines have been spotty as of late. Seemed like that was resolved for a second, but, well, evidently not. I see President Rooster's gone home for the day. He's quite the presence in the office. Our project's had a major roadblock, unfortunately. We need more manpower if we want to deliver on time. The project itself is highly confidential. If the President could just agree to our budget, that would make things a lot easier. Another slog at work today. Just gonna head home, decompress, and get ready for tomorrow. I used to have this drinking buddy. She works at the Institute. Haven't been able to get in touch with her lately, though. Because of that, I don't go out drinking as much anymore, but I miss that. I miss my drinking buddy. She won't even reply to my emails. Hopefully that doesn't mean something bad happened. Oh, it's upstairs. Today's domestic lines are all operating on schedule. I heard the Transcontinental Railroad ran into another snag out east. Once you get out past Longlie, all bets are off. Not much they can do about that. The Transcontinental Railroad's just always running into trouble there. There's always something going on here at the Pavilion. We do industry press conferences, Z1 photo shoots, and even RC tournaments for kids. We make sure there's something for everyone here, so take a look around and take a load off. We hope to see you again. This is that new ETWS model. Man, that price, though. Thing's a monster. Bet you the high bullets have one of those. How dare they one-up Ingrid? I mean, it's not like I'm jealous.
Indeed. You can even take them out for test drives.
That's a repeat. This is that new... How's about a drink tonight, Chamberlain? It's been a while since we hit the town together. Figure we both deserve it. We both got put through the ringer, but we went and hit our sales quotas anyway. Might take you up on that. I could use a break to unwind after how hectic it's been lately. I do have some business stuff I want to talk to you about, though, like cost-cutting tactics and those new safety regs, namely. I personally want to try and broaden Ingrid's customer base, too. Maybe you could teach me a thing or two. Well, I wouldn't mind that, just as long as it doesn't get in the way of my frothy mugs. Competitors we may be, but we're fellow four-wheelers first and foremost. Petra's been putting a lot of thought into remodeling Lino's brand image. She's trying to get more mass market appeal. I could stand to learn a lot from her marketing tactics. She really knows how to get products out there. Ingrid has its customer base, but we're looking to broaden our reach too, where we can.
Alrighty.
Having someone like Chamberlain in charge at Ingrid really lights a fire under me. It's like having a good rival, you know? We push each other to grow and develop bigger, better stuff. In the end, we both benefit. We're seeing that firsthand with Lino's success. I and the company as a whole grow and improve every day. So if you remember Z1, or whatever the clue was about racing. And here we are. Z-Cat number 1, minus the cat. A Z1 race car. So you just cut out the cat, huh? Almost too easy. Our next message should be arriving shortly. Yep, stay sharp, gang. You following us, boy? Well, that was anticlimactic. Let's see here. Yo, you in the game too? Yeah, I guess so. Didn't know there were other people doing this. HQ to Spriggan. The hacker got away. But their tracks are fresh. They should still be nearby. Head for coordinate marker WXBC, and then I can't tell what the other things are. Well, what the hell is this? Doesn't make a lick of sense. But I really don't want to lose to these guys. Gotta think this one over. Well, I'm heading out. Catch you later. Have fun. Best of luck out there. Puzzling time. Let's start with the easiest stuff first. I suspect that we need to fill in the square marks with letters. Once we complete this sequence, the phrase will come together. And once we have the full phrase, the rest is a cakewalk from there. Let's follow the code and see what we find. So I can't really make sense of this one. I'm just going to use the marker. So, first floor is Vern Arms, second is Vern Store, and the building itself is Vern Plaza. Vern Arms, or VA, lines up with the code. It's not too hard if you know your way around. We made good time on this puzzle from the looks of it. Would you look at that? Another message. P.S. From the engineer, a pair of ZCF goggles will spell your way. ZCF goggles can be found at the Vern Store if memory serves. We heard about them earlier, didn't we? Yeah, ZCF is the World Kingdom's principal engineering company. They were notable for building the first orbital airships. So now we got Liberalian goods in the picture. Really makes me think it's her. Anyhow, let's go get those goggles. Hey, quick question. You guys stock ZCF goggles? We sure do. Here's a pair for you. They will spell your way, the riddle said. Is there writing on them? I don't see anything on the frame, so... Oh, the lens, perhaps. Bingo. Check this shit. Await the Aerotram. The bench will beckon. Guess we just gotta follow the breadcrumbs now. The Aerotram is just up the stairs. Let us make haste. Quick, jump 'em. VA. They don't mean Vern Arms, do they? What else could it be? I hate this puzzle shit. I don't get these riddles at all. Looks like we're a step ahead this time. Let's hurry. Can't let the kid show us up. Roger, roger. No, that's Aaron. Well, if it ain't the Student Council Prez. Figured you had a hand in this.
You caught me. Good evening, Spriggan.
So little Miss Violet was behind it all, huh? Feels oddly appropriate. I'm flattered to hear that from Longport's own little prodigy. So how'd you get roped into all this? I happen to know the Game Master through the net, you see. He'd been putting out all these fascinating riddles online. I figured I might as well reach out to him. We got in touch and eventually came up with the idea of this game. And what better setting for a cyber-themed story than Basel? I even got to try out this new mail API that I've been tinkering with. I learned quite a lot from this little exercise. Do you just know everyone ever? Jeez, that's coming from Van. I did learn about your hacking exploits as Kitty through MK's database, but I didn't realize your talent spanned far more than just security. Thank you, I still have much to learn, of course. Took him long enough. Must have fell behind somewhere. I was wondering why you were here. This was just an excuse to work with that Percy guy, wasn't it? This is all just stupid. The council president broke her own curfew for this shit. Oh, don't single me out, you meanie. I just so happened to hear from someone about a bored-looking Aramis student wandering around the city past curfew. Imagine my shock upon learning it was none other than you. So, James, did you have fun being a naughty little boy? Barely felt a thing, all that effort for a dud of a game. Oh, could have sworn I heard you racking your brain a bit at some of those riddles there. I mean... Okay, fine, they did make me think a little, kinda. That's excellent news, I'm sure he'll be happy to hear it. Wait, so did you really make that autosend API thing for the emails? Like you made that from scratch? How the hell are you even real? No wonder Ronald and I don't measure up. Well, fine, I admit it, you're pretty damn good. Aw, thanks, but flattery will get you nowhere, mister. And would you mind keeping tonight our little secret? I'm not sure what I'd say if, as you mentioned, everyone found out, as I was breaking my own rules. Sure, just as long as you keep me a secret, too. Not privy to the specifics here, but looks like they've worked things out. Yeah, just kids being kids. Ronald, eh? So he's the other brain cell in James's group. At least things have settled down now. Percy shortly arrived on the scene, and the participants gave him their impressions of the game. Well, good work, everyone, and thank you for the rave reviews. I owe a special shout-out to Ren. Without her, none of this would have been possible. Think nothing of it. Thank you for having me. If you ever get the idea for some other game, do let me know. You got it, thanks a bunch. Man, I never thought my online friend would be a high schooler. You're really something special. I mean, how the heck did you learn so much about the orbital net at your age? I feel like you're gonna leave me behind if I'm not careful. I gotta branch out and level up my programming skills. Best of luck with that, pal. Gotta say, this was all pretty fun, so I'd be down to try whatever you come up with next. Thank you, I still have a lot of kinks to iron out for sure. But I might be able to go public soon. It's almost ready for average Joes and Janes, I think. Now here's a little prize for you guys, since you got here first and all. Again, thank you so much for participating. Look forward to the next game. With the game wrapped up, Percy excused himself to mull over his feedback, and Ren and James snuck back into the hotel for the night.
That's a wrap.
Reward deposited.
Wow, wasn't worth that much law. So, we got the Zeiss goggles. Let's see if the goggles do anything. That's actually really good. The huge amount of accuracy is what I'm specifically referring to. I may slap that on to Risette here. Yeah, I had to stop and think of the name. We'll see how the battles go. Otherwise, we need to... Whoa, go back. Yeah, we actually can't do them. There's no connection events. So...
Let's be on our way.
Whoops.
You gotta be kidding me. Do you have business here at the Institute? Most of the students and staff have gone home already. Our security system is on night mode too, so you can't get in without special permission. Unless you already have clearance or your business is just that urgent, I'd suggest you come back in the morning. But there's NPCs over there I need to talk— What? There's people here, you freaking liar! NPCs aren't gonna talk to themselves. Is there a way to sneak past the guard?
What's next?
Let's do this.
So we either have to walk off the map or hop in the truck. Will this area do the trick?
Yes, it should be perfect.
What's that?
Parabolic shards expanded, initiating satellite communications.
Holy shit! Again? Some of our research was supposedly used in making it too. What is it, Vio? I think he wants it shot down. That wasn't what I thought it was it? A low-altitude communication satellite flying 900 Selge off the ground under the Sea of Stars. One of the many cutting-edge orbits you guys are operating in secret, huh?
Indeed. Vern aided in its development, and the president of Calvert has given its use his tacit approval. As long as we continue reporting data on its usage, admittedly.
Sounds like I'm alright. So this is how you report to HQ without the risk of anyone listening in.
That's correct. I don't believe communicating using Basel's orbital network to be safe at this point in time. As a Code E matter, the main AI in our headquarters will begin analysis and threat level determination as soon as it has received the proper data.
Must make things easy just having a computer do everything for you.
Something about that just doesn't sit right with me.
There's two sides to every coin, as the saying goes. Marduk ain't the only one whose tech level's off the charts. Hell, it's not even tech, it goes for martial arts, magic, and the like, too. The Genesis and Almada aren't much different. But whether something's above board or not, it all comes down to how you choose to grapple with it. You should try and keep that in mind.
Sure. Loud and clear, Professor Arkwright. I was forced to grapple with that damn tyrant. I know what I'm doing on that front.
Yeah, I suppose you do. You don't mind me telling the other two all that's happened here, by the way?
By all means. Whether it's permitted under our company rules is a gray area. But that is the Arkwright Solutions way, isn't it?
Look at that. Seems I can't stop rubbing off on people. Yeah, you might want to stop doing that in public, man, especially when children are around. You might end up on a list.
So I've noticed.
Good evening, everyone. I'm sorry for bothering you so late. I thought you would be in for the night by now.
It's you. Wait. He may have seen the satellite from the observatory, yes. I was just calling to ask you for your help with something. So, over at the Institute not too long ago, we... Got it. We're meeting at the main gate, right? We'll be there in 20. We should grab Smellfire on the way there.
The preparations are coming along nicely. And this is going to be fun. Much as I wish we didn't have to leave most of the execution to that filthy worm.
He is an overseer much like myself. I am sure he will play his role perfectly. Just take care not to let the window of opportunity pass you by.
Who do you think you're talking to, puppeteer? As if I would fail.
This battlefield will soon be an essential part of the preparations for our endgame. I will be looking forward to seeing what you can do as well, Golden One.
I shall do whatever my contract asks of me. Farewell for now.
October 23rd, 10:05 p.m.
There you are. I'm glad you all came.
Yep, hey there. Wait a sec, have we met this chick? That's right, earlier today.
Oh, I remember you too.
I wasn't aware that you had already met. This is Associate Professor Esmeré, another one of Professor Hamilton's students.
That's me! My full name is Esmeré Archette. What a surprise! So you are the problem solvers I've heard so much about. And one of you is just too adorable!
Yep, that's Van, alright.
Please, Essie, this isn't the time for that. I did tell her to go home, but she insisted on staying to help us.
Why must you be so cold, Katra? I could never abandon my little brother in his moment of need.
Little brother? We're just students under the same professor.
What do you mean, just? Here's what you get for being so mean. Come here.
Stop that, please!
Man, think we could swap bodies for a sec, kiddo? Well, the more people familiar with this place that we have to show us around, the better. The bigger our group, the higher chance of finding this intruder we're here for. That's true, I didn't see them directly, just to be clear. But Fio sensors detected an unregistered individual entering the building. So they didn't use that stupid card to get in there. It's also worth considering that the security system used here is too advanced for just anyone to be able to slip through it. I would consider that this could be Fio's sensors malfunctioning, but as it is a drone based on Zypha technology, I very much doubt it. The reading is correct, I'm sure. Well, let's see what we can do. We might find ourselves stumbling on clues we couldn't find earlier today if we're lucky. We're taking you two with us, but just be careful, okay? We'll be fine. We have Fio and Zeros with us after all. Let's get to work. Engaging search mode. Wouldn't kill us to be more tense here. Sorry, has the makings of a Scooby-Doo situation. Let's split up, gang. I'll go to the red light district. You go to the old sawmill where all those grisly murders took place. The Institute is so moody at this time of night. Oh, feeling scared? Of course not. A Kruger warrior would never be afraid of something like ghosts. I'm not remembering all the ghost stories I heard at school or anything. That would be silly. Alright, alright. Small quantity of residual shards detected. Shards? Here? So someone used their Zypha here. Let's have a quick look around just in case.
That dining hall's a bit suspect, but first things first.
Yeah, I could go for some dinner too, Van.
Additional residual shards detected.
These readings are a little denser than before.
Just like Aaron.
Does that mean we're not alone?
Guess I wasn't imagining things.
Oh, of course, now that we're in here, all the NPCs pieced out. Jeez. I get no respect, I tell ya. The cafeteria's empty, huh? Can't sense anyone here either. By the way, was that green-haired girl the only one left in the building when we got here apart from our intruder? Not quite. Professor Cronkite already returned home for the day, so he won't be here. But there are also several security guards, along with Professor Callahan and his assistants. I tried calling out to them from the other side of the door, but they were too focused on their work to notice. No surprise there, I guess. Well, let's just put them out of our minds for the time being. Professor Hamilton's students sure are an eclectic bunch, huh? You included. I don't want to hear that from you. Still, I think that just goes to show how open-minded she is. She doesn't care about race, upbringing, or anything other than finding the good in everyone, then working to better bring it out. Everyone knows her as the mother of the Orbital Revolution, but even to this day she's striving to develop technology to help those in need. On top of that, she's kind, considerate, never met anyone like her. She sounds amazing. She was the one responsible for reviving and expanding Tharbad's oasis too, wasn't she? I can really tell just how much you respect her. I can never not respect her. This feels like... So the house we visited earlier today is where Mr. Salison and Professor Hamilton live, then. That's right, the professor took him in 9 years ago and he's been living with her since. The two of them, along with me and Professor Cronkite, are like family now. So that's why people call him her favorite. If she left the country 2.5 years ago, however... That's right, he puts on a brave face, but he misses her so much. She's off trying to solve the problems in the East, so there's no telling when she's going to be back. The story about closing down the observatory seemed to come about because of me and Professor Cronkite, too. But he never confided in us. Instead, he tried to fix the problem all on his own. And Professor Cronkite's really busy at the moment, so he can't be around very much. I just wish I could pick up the slack and support Catcher like a real big sister should. Kiddo's got a pattern, huh? He was trying to sort out that problem down in the mine alone, too. But he's at the kind of age where kids want to act older than they are. Better just leave him be if you ask me. Perhaps you're right, but being there for one another is what families do. I'm a little envious, to be honest. Oh? Did you find something, Zeros? I think he just wants a Zero snack. Guess we better give it a look. We sure didn't find anything downstairs, though, so I'm not getting my hopes up. I agree. Let's see if we can find anything.
This Robo-Mud acts like a real-ass dog.
Doesn't it? I spent many nights coding the design so it'd perfectly replicate a wolf's mannerisms. Indeed.
Leave it to the bioengineering department's rising star to go above and beyond.
You really need to get a life.
There I was thinking it was time to close for the evening. What's gotten into me? Well, the time will come eventually. Our closing routine is more complicated than you might think. We have to be real careful with the more important books in our archives. There's the security system, there's the underground storage. It's a lot to do. If you wouldn't mind steering clear, I'd appreciate it. Fine, since you asked so kindly. Just a vending machine. See, nothing here. Well, that's strange. The door is ajar. Huh, looked like a door to me, but I guess you can probably store goods in it. Did it just open itself? No, that doesn't... Where are you going, Zeros? Hmm? What is it, Zeros? There. Wait, was that? Whoever they are, they ain't just using stealth shards. They appear to be combining them with something else. Fia, we're going after them. Understood. We're going too. Wait for me! So what happens when you try to run in high heels? Heat signature detected. Zeros.
Wait! I surrender! I surrender!
A woman? She looks kind of familiar. And there was me thinking it'd be that kinky cat or someone from the Mafia. Who's that? She must not be a member of the faculty, then. Man, it did cross my mind it might be you, but I wouldn't have put Mira on it. This here's one of Kincaid's subordinates. I don't think I ever caught your name. Oh? So it's the desk jockey's gopher, huh?
You watch what you're calling me.
Is this an acquaintance of yours?
I was hoping not to make contact with you while I was here, but I see I underestimated just how friendly you would get with the faculty here in less than 24 hours. I did hear you had a way of conning everyone you meet into liking you, Arkwright, but you work fast.
That's what people say about me, too. I ain't conning anyone, I'm just that likable. Also, if you're gonna try to burn someone, maybe try doing it when you're not pinned under a dog.
You think I'm enjoying this?
You look like it.
Get it off me!
We'll give you a few minutes. Yeah, I better not let the kids see that one. Can't eat another bite of Engadine. Looks like you guys did the rounds. We sure did, though we may have overdid it a tad for it being our first day. But now I have a better idea of just what is happening in the city. You do?
My name's Kayla McMillan. That's my real name, for what it's worth.
Yeah, I don't care.
I'm a second lieutenant in the CID, and I'd prefer it if that and all we discuss are kept off the record.
Okay, we can stop talking here. I thought you were here on a job from Elsheim. So the CID is also involved then? Yeah, we knew that the CEO might try to hide stuff from us, so we kept one of our clients a secret. We just didn't expect one of their guys to use a mix of Zypha and Ramda stealth to sneak in here. I apologize for the trouble I ended up causing. My intention was to investigate, so we had a backup in the event you didn't succeed. I never expected to be found. Clearly, I shouldn't have underestimated the Institute of Science's technological prowess. Fio is cool? Of course, very cool. I don't get it. Why sneak in here at all? You couldn't just let us do our thing? I assume she concluded that the current situation was too serious not to do anything. That about the long and short of it? The current state of the orbital network and distribution network is definitely a problem. I had them go down on me the other day, too. We managed to get things running again, but it was still a big hassle. But just why is this happening at all? There's only one possibility that I can propose. That would be unusually intensive parallel distributed computing. I'm no expert in the field, but that's all that comes to mind for me, too. So is that like a DDoS, I'm thinking? Then we're of the same mind. I'm totally lost. Yeah, the hell are you guys talking about? Orbital computers have been getting bigger and faster over the past few years. And the bigger they get, the more orbital energy they consume. In short, yes, the larger and more complex the tasks you require of them, the more power they will consume. Cat's on the microphone, so you might hear her right now. Orbits regenerate orbital energy over time and don't generally need an external power source. That changes, however, when the amount of energy consumed vastly exceeds the orbit's ability to generate it. Yet if the orbital distribution network that serves as the external source is also heavily taxed, that leads to a temporary decrease in the amount of energy available and a spike in the amount of orbital network traffic. That theory alone would be enough to explain the issues you're here to investigate. Does parallel distributed computing really consume that much orbital energy? It's when you borrow the processing power of multiple computers through the net to do greater calculations, right? I'm impressed you know about such cutting-edge tech. Now, connecting a few terminals isn't going to consume much energy at all. But what do you think would happen if one were to connect all the terminals in the city? Then do you think hacking is behind this? The flow of the orbital distribution network looks to me like it's being manipulated. If you intentionally adjust its flow on an erratic schedule, you can make it seem like issues are occurring at random. You might even call doing just that my specialty, though I find this to be a distastefully crafty way of going about it. Still, while it's possible on paper, I can't imagine parallel distributed computing taking place on such a vast scale. As for controlling the orbital distribution network itself, that's simply unimaginable with current technology. We still don't know all there is about orbital energy and how it works. But wait. Yeah, a situation mirroring that unimaginable scenario happened not all that long ago. It was around the most recent occupation of Crossbell. There were miracles and calamities born from large-scale distributed processing that should have been impossible with their current tech. So impossible they never thought the same could happen here in the Republic, even if this is on a smaller scale. Indeed, we analyzed that situation ourselves at Marduk and reached the same conclusion about what happened. Risette? That confirms it then. She finally clues us in. I've heard some about what went down in Crossbell, but if this is the same as that, well, that spells trouble for us. Right, and this isn't the first time we've run into something connected to that whole incident either. Don't know if they're deliberately setting out to replicate Crossbell's deal, but there's one thing we need to get cleared up right off the bat. We've got to assume someone's out there trying to do research they shouldn't. That can only be done with parallel distributed computing. So the question becomes, who is it? What's the point in asking a question with only one clear answer? Professor Callahan. Just what does he think he's doing? He's changed a ton over the past few years, but I didn't think he was up to something of this magnitude. This number belongs to...
Is that you, Salesian?
Professor Callahan? What's wrong, sir?
I'm so sorry. I screwed up. Please,
we know.
Stop this. They want my...
Professor Callahan! What just happened? He's in the special research building, right? We must hurry. I'm sure that's just an ordinary pizza delivery, nothing to be concerned about. What? Damn. Ah, they even got the interns. That's how you know you pissed someone off. Professor, where are you, Professor? Oh, that's the end of the night. So yeah, I'm going to put a break here. When we pick up next time, we will try to figure out what happened. October 24th, 10 a.m. So as you can see, the room has been renovated in a way to optimize its feng shui energy. But we'll have to wait till the next video to see what extent that has on how everything's going to play out. So until then, I'm the Hero of Light. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.